came out at a time when there was like a glut of books about Mary Magdalene, and it's caught on. And I wonder, how do you think it's different, or how would you say it's different from those many other books about Mary Magdalene that came up with the Da Vinci Code and all that popular stuff?
Right. Well, it really is doing something fundamentally different from the Da Vinci Code and other books. I'm not trying to speculate about whether Jesus and Mary Magdalene had children, had sex, or, were secret lovers. But I'm really exploring the why it is that Christians in particular get so phobic when that question is even raised.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the path of conscious love and trying to look at the relationship between that path that Jesus taught, how it does not make it impossible, it does not prohibit deep, intimate spiritual partnership. So I'm trying to construct a bridge on which we could look at Jesus and Mary Magdalene with our eyes above the gutter, and also to take from Jesus' practice a way of bringing dignity and nobility and spiritual transformational practice back to our own relationships. Because for about 1600 years, Christian transformational practice was the exclusive turf of celibates.
Mm-hmm.
And so they tended to say, well, Jesus was a celibate, the highest path is celibacy, and everybody who gets married is just so they don't burn, as Paul said. So we don't really understand how that distorts the nature of Jesus' message.
Mm-hmm. Now you said that it's not your concern whether Jesus and Mary Magdalene were husband and wife or whatever, but did they have some special relationship?
I think that's absolutely obvious.
Yeah.
And you just, even reading between the lines in the gospel texts, and when I actually sat down in the beginning of the book and said, let's see what the Bible actually says about Mary Magdalene.
Which isn't much.
Which isn't much, but it's enough to hang yourself with. I mean, if you really want to look at it. Most people don't realize that all four Gospels proclaimed her the witness to the resurrection, but all four Gospels also proclaim her a witness to the burial and a witness to the crucifixion.
Mm-hmm.
So what this basically means is that she did not abandon him at all, that he did not die abandoned,
Mm-hmm.
that there was one who, either because of very, very deep love or because of very, very deep understanding, got what he was doing and was not afraid to follow. And so I said, well, if you just say that understanding and love are not different,
Mm-hmm.
then you've got the path of conscious love. And we need to recorrect the picture of what we think happened to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when you read it just through what's in the Bible and not even just taking away the blinders of tradition, which has directed our attention away from certain aspects toward others, when we come back to what actually happens, we are forced to say that the story is radically different.
It all looks different.
From what we've been told to believe. And I think one of the things that people find astonishing about my book is that most think that you can only make a case about Mary Magdalene and Jesus by bringing on all these so-called Gnostic Gospels that the church doesn't let us read, but it's right there, plain as the nose is in your face, in the canonical Gospels. And if we would simply read them, read them with an open mind and an open heart, we have more than enough right there to radically revision who Mary Magdalene is.
And then this Gospel of Mary Magdalene goes even further.
Yeah.
Towards seeming that she seems to get what he's teaching more than anyone else.
Yes, that's what it makes clear.
Yeah.
I mean, it just it makes explicit the inference that's already there.
Yeah.
That the reason she stands there by the cross rather than trying to save her skin is because she's gotten the nature of the message.
Yeah.
And the nature of the message that perfect love casts out fear.
And you see here in the Gospel of Mary Magdalene trying to get that across to the other disciples and them sort of resisting it.
They sort of resist,
Yeah.
or they split down the middle in a very interesting way.
Yeah.
That the two that really get it are Mary Magdalene and Levi, and to some extent Thomas, and the ones that don't get it and are just saying she's crazy, she's nuts, what she's saying here, are the ones are Andrew and Peter,
Mm-hmm.
who become the pillars of the Western
apostles,
the institutional establishment. So, go figure.
That's interesting.